In July, President Trump called the trade deal with the EU the biggest deal ever. Today, the U.S. and the EU confirmed the agreement on tariffs and released more details about it. NTD international correspondent David Rivez reports from Paris.
1 month ago, President Trump and EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen agreed on a new trade deal. The joint agreement was detailed today by the European Commission. It states that the EU intends to eliminate tariffs on all U.S. industrial goods and provide preferential market access for a wide range of U.S. seafood and agricultural products. Starting September 1, the U.S. will impose a 15% tariff on most European goods, including semiconductors and lumber. In exchange, the EU will scrap tariffs on all U.S. industrial goods, including farm products like fruit, pork, bison, and nuts. The U.S. will only cut tariffs on European cars from 27.5% to 15% once Europe's tariff removal is written into law, according to the deal. Last month, Trump had said that drugs and chips were excluded from the new U.S.-EU trade deal, leaving them open to tariffs as high as 250% and 100%. But new details released today show both will now be capped at 15%, matching other sectors. The agreement also highlights that since the EU and US share one of the largest business relationships in the world, mutual investments would be highly profitable for both parties. As part of this effort, the European Union intends to procure US liquefied natural gas, oil and nuclear energy products with an expected offtake valued at $750 billion through 2028. European companies are also expected to invest an additional $600 billion in strategic sectors in the United States through 2028. In addition, the EU plans to purchase at least $40 billion worth of US AI chips for its computing centers. In a joint statement, the US and EU said this was a first step in a process that could be expanded as the relationship develops. On a final note, this deal can be viewed as an important step in a new US trade policy that is less dependent on China. The deal layers the World Trade Organization, which President Trump has long said has been too one-sided with China with its policies and arbitrage. These remarks echoes the word of the EU Commission President in June when she addressed the possibility of creating a new WTO based on freer trade rules. David Vives, NTD News, Paris.
Ukraine keeps pushing for a meeting with Russia, calling on the U.S. to possibly ramp up pressure on Moscow. Vice President